If you go on my YouTube channel, in the upper right hand corner there's a little search box, and you can type anything in there you want. For instance, if you're looking for a particular lighting video I did, you can type in the name of the light, hit enter, and any videos that I've done where I've mentioned that light will come up in that search. I use that search engine a lot, actually. A lot of people on YouTube will say, hey Bri, you ever done a video on music, music services, or this light or that light or whatever? I'll go to the search box and I'll type it in myself, grab the link and shoot it over to them. So you can use that search method if you'd like to, if you want to find a video that I've done. I was using it tonight because I was looking for the video where I talked about how, you know, anybody could be a DJ. All you had to do was go out and buy your gear and get some music and pick a cool DJ name, and people will start throwing money at you. Well, I couldn't find that video for some reason. And it's probably because I never shot it. I think a lot of people think that anyone could do this job, and I don't believe that for 1 second. When I first started doing these videos 5 years ago, just for fun, I was doing it in my spare time. Now it's kind of a full-time job, monitoring Facebook and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I didn't do it to teach people how to be DJs. That wasn't the point. The point was to take DJs who already existed and just kind of share what I knew with them, and the utopian idea I had was in turn they would share what they had with me, and we would all learn and become better DJs. But what has happened a lot of people have tuned in. A lot of young people tuned in 5 years ago. Here they are, they're in their late teens, early 20s, and they're career DJs. They're doing very well. They took the information that we were, you know, talking about, either me or somebody else, and they applied it. And I think a lot of these people actually had aptitude to be DJs, so it was a perfect thing for them to, you know, to stumble upon and learn from. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who pop up and they get gung-ho on it and they decide, ooh, I'm going to learn how to do this, and then they disappear. Or they get everything together, their music, their equipment, they pick a cool DJ name, and then nothing happens. Happens a lot. The thing is that it takes more than just owning the stuff to do this effectively. You need to learn how to DJ, of course. That should be a given, and it's funny because it's not always. I mean, some people are out there, they have no idea what they're doing, and people are, you know, sending me emails, dude, my first wedding reception, what do I do? A little late for that, you know. You should have learned how to do this a long time ago through another DJ or something. You don't book a wedding and then learn how to do a wedding while you're doing a wedding. I don't believe that's the way things should be done. Other people might feel like that's okay. Well, you got to start somewhere. Well, yeah, great, but don't start at someone's wedding reception on your own. Do it with somebody who knows what they're doing. That's my philosophy and my belief. It's not gospel, but that's just how I feel things should be done. I'm probably a little harder on people than a lot of other DJs might be, especially new DJs. But I really want people to do this well, you know? And some people just can't do it. And that's okay. This wasn't for you. Don't feel like that you've done something wrong. You know, a lot of people say, well, you know, it's not rocket science. Oh, absolutely. And as far as rocket science goes, I'm not really sure what rocket science is. I know it involves rockets and science, and there's not a whole lot of rockets in DJing. Having said that, I will say that there are probably a lot of rocket scientists who can't DJ. They don't have the aptitude for it. That's just not how they're built. That's not how they think. That's not where their passion is. Even if you have figured out how to DJ relatively well, a little bit of programming, a little bit of mixing, all that kind of neat stuff, got a nice music library, you're ready to go, there's still a whole another set of skills that you have to be able to do this effectively. You have to be a good communicator with people, and you got to be presentable. You can't show up looking like a thug and talking like a thug and expect anybody to hire you. They're not going to. You got to be presentable. You got to be relatively well spoken. I am not a college educated person. I dropped out of high school. I got a GED. But I can talk to people. I understand people. That's kind of what I do. I'm kind of a salesperson, you know. I've worked in sales before. And I know that selling isn't shoving stuff down people's throats and talking them into things. Selling is informing people and letting them make decisions on their own. And that's what I try to do when I meet, like, with a client or something like that. And professional doesn't mean you have to show up in a suit. I don't believe in that for casual meetings with clients. I believe in showing up presentable, maybe looking like maybe a business casual perhaps, or maybe just kind of, dress like you know what you're talking about. I think that's more than acceptable. I see these suit guys at Mobile Beat walking around. I don't really know what their deal is. They pride themselves on being storytellers and wedding entertainers. That's all fine and well. That ain't me. I'm a DJ. That's what I do, and I'm not ashamed of it. And I'll leave those guys to tell stories. I'm all about playing music for whoever my client is, playing them for their crowd and doing it well. And I don't care who their guests are. I'm good at this, and I'm proud of it. And yes, I can use the microphone, and yes, I can do announcements and things like that. But no, I'm not a storyteller. I'm a DJ. I just went off on a little tangent there. Sorry about that. But anything that has to do with a small business, I think that you need to have a relatively decent grasp on. You need to know how to do contracts. You need to know how to do all aspects of a small business. Anything that has to do with small business, you got to do it, because that's what you are essentially. You're a small business. So if I've misled anybody out there in any way, I'm sorry. I certainly didn't mean to. My sincerest apologies. I never said anyone could do this. I simply just put the information out there that I had for anyone to look at. Maybe your aptitude's somewhere else. Maybe you need to try a little harder. I don't know what your situation is, but you'll find what you're good at. If it's not this, it's going to be something else. Practice and enjoy.